Hello, my name is Shenzhi. I applied for MBA at Oxford at round 4, and I worked with Sam together. And good news is I got offer from MBA last week.
Shenzhi, can you tell me a little bit about your background, please?
I was born and raised in Shanghai. I moved to Australia when I was 17, trained in philosophy. After that, I worked in a startup and a law firm briefly before I started my very own first social startup in a Tibetan village, helping the people there sell their mushrooms at a fair price, help them to grow vegetables to improve their health and diet. Afterwards, my goal is really I want to explore how can I increase the impact I can make on the societal level. So I studied innovation and entrepreneurship, opened my eye to AI, started learning coding on my own. Long story short, I end up in my current company, current role, which I'm doing advanced analytics / artificial intelligence, help the business to improve their decision making in a pharmaceutical company. And my next stage of my life, I'm really looking for to continue exploring how to increase more, how to make more social impact. Therefore, I'm looking for apply for one of the leadership development programs at some of the top pharmaceutical companies. Therefore, I'm looking forward to do an MBA to achieve that goal as well, because those leadership programs, they require MBA education as well as strong leadership potential and strategic thinking, which I'm looking for to gaining those skills from an MBA degree.
It's daunting going into the MBA application process. Where was your head at?
Daunting is exactly the right word I would describe it at the beginning, because I've heard and I read news around saying this year is especially competitive, highest application number in history, and then number of students the further offer from last year, and then plus from my background, because the diversity quota at the business school, to be blunt, my bucket is quite competitive as well. So, and on top of that, I'm not applying for any other business school because Oxford is my only choice there. So everything there makes my chances seems to be very, very small. So I was really looking for someone can help me there to increase my chance, and not mentioning the overall how many essays we have to write for the MBA application.
Can you talk a bit about how we went through the narrative creation and then the essay creation and then ultimately the interview process?
Yeah, sure. So as you can hear, my story is not that straightforward. I have done a lot of different things, so it's quite a challenging to put all the puzzles into one big picture there. So Sam really helped me to from the very early beginning when I started having the ambition for social impact and humanity to what I'm doing now and to my next stage, and try to pick out the important story or trigger point, I would say, in my life, to see how they linked together, and finally to tell a consistent holistic stories, to tell the admission officers why I came from philosophy to startup, to social startup, to pharmaceutical and AI, to now and where I want to go.
Really nice. And can you explain how we work together? It's all one-on-one over Zoom, right?
Yes, it's difficult time, so we can only do it from Zoom, but actually it's very convenient, so I can do whenever we want, wherever we want. And so usually, and also not just using Zoom, but same as using other technology as well, like Google Docs. So we can simultaneously work on the application together. I can highlight something, give feedback, my perspective on, and he will respond it instead of having lengthy calls explaining stuff again. So we work at the beginning quite intensively on Zoom calls. And then when we move to the application and phases, I will start with draft, Sam give comments, we iterate on those, and then we will have regular catch up again to see whether the pieces coming out are exactly reflecting on who I am, what I'm thinking. So this is how we work in general.
Brilliant. And if somebody was looking at applying to MBA programs, what advice would you give them?
I would say really first step is really know yourself. Really try to understand what you want in your life. MBA is not just a degree or something fancy to put on your CV, but really think through what you want, get your life, and then think about whether MBA can be a stepping stone for you or not just MBA for MBA.
So Oxford asked you to do the Kira Talent video interview process. Can you talk about how we prepared for that?
Yep, actually, Sam helped me to have a few mock-up Kira Talent, list out different questions, get used to the speed, the time, especially the time. And then we practiced, I think, several times and get me really comfortable about how many questions will pop up, how much time exactly I have to answer those questions, so I can have a reason in my head to be better prepared. So when I enter into the Kira Talent, I was more confident and relaxed, and it was a good experience at the end.
Okay, perfect. And can you talk a little bit about the mock interviews that we did together?
Yep. Actually, we did 4 rounds of mock interviews, and it's exactly like the interview settings. And we're using very realistic interview questions as well, with the basic ones plus some curveball questions. So let me to be prepared. Something unexpected could come up. And each round of the interview will always have a feedback session. Sam will give me the actions need to be taken next time, so I can improve on myself, or what kind of homework I need to do. So on 4 rounds of each mock interviews, I can even see myself progress dramatically from each round. So at the end, I also had a good experience with the interview as well.
Shenzhi, can I get a high five?
Hello, my name is Shenzhi. Damn it, it's such a good, simple sentence.